husband's first name at the top of that notepad, and next to your names, I need you to write what team color you're playing for, whether it's the red or the blue team, okay? Very quickly, we're going to find out exactly who these couples are before we start this competition, ladies and gentlemen. So down here, our newliest newlyweds, only married 6 days. We've got Daniel and Tammy, and they are playing for the blue team. Daniel wanted more enthusiasm out of you, okay. Over here, 26 years of married bliss. We've got Kathy and Tom playing for the red team. And down here, our record-setting couple, 66 and a half years. Is it, what's the first name? What's the first name? Helen? Mm-hmm. Helen and Howard, and they are playing for the blue team, everybody. All right, now what's going to happen is I'm going to ask a series of questions and see just how well these couples will match with each other. But before I ask those questions, these 3 guys are going to go backstage with Felipe, and we're going to put you in a soundproof room where you can sit down and relax and just be a little more comfortable. Give it up for the guys as they leave the stage, everybody, because now the competition begins. Now, ladies, they are going to go into a soundproof room so they cannot hear the questions we're going to ask you. But what I need you to do is write down your answers. And remember, you're trying to match with your spouse, okay? Be very honest when you answer, sometimes very blunt, and when I ask for it, give as much detail as you possibly can, all right? Usually the first thing that pops in your mind is the best thing to write down because it'll be what he thinks about as well. If it's spicy whatsoever, you can still write the answer, and I will edit it when we come back to the question and answer at the end, all right? I want to enjoy myself, all right. Now, one last thing. Please do not try to protect your husband with your answers because I promise you when they come back out, they will not try to protect you, so have some fun and play the game, all right? See, Helen knows what I'm talking about. 66 and a half years, she knows. All right. So here we go. Question number 1. I need you ladies to write down when and where the 2 of you met for the very first time. I need a place and a year. It could have been school, church, blind date, and what year was it? Now, I will tell you, for my couples normally 50 years or more, I give 1 or 2 years leeway. So 66 and a half, I have to give 1 or 2 years leeway at least, all right? They're not always the ones that need it, but hey. All right, year and a place. Good job, Tammy. All right, question number 2. Now, normally I want you to try to match with your husband, but for number 2, I want you to answer it completely from yourself. He will have to match with you, okay? Your husband's gonna have to match with you. I need you ladies to write down for number 2 what you think is your husband's most annoying habit. What, look, Helen going right for the notepad. You have to just pick one, Kathy, only one. What do you say is your husband's most annoying habit? And surprisingly, look, the newliest newlywed writes down first. That's amazing. What's something he does that drives you crazy and not in a good way? I would figure after 66 and a half years, nothing really even phases you anymore. But that's a good one, Helen. Very good. Okay. Yeah, he won't like it, but that's what annoys you, isn't it? And there you go. All right. Question number 3. Now, for this one, I'm going to ask you ladies to answer this the way you think your husband will, okay? I'm going to ask him to finish a sentence, and I want you to finish it the way your husband will finish it. So here we go. You haven't seen ugly until you've seen my wife's what? How will your husband finish that sentence? You haven't seen ugly till you've seen my wife's what? Now, it normally is a body part, they say, but it doesn't have to be. It could be something very specific of yours. Do you think he'll play it dangerously, or do you think he'll try to play it a little safer? How will your husband finish that sentence? You haven't seen ugly till you've seen my wife's what? And Helen thinks that Howard's just going to jump right over the side with this question. It's a good one. Body part or something very specific of yours? What will your husband say? Tammy thinks that Daniel's going to play it a bit dangerously as well. All right. Kathy with Tom, the only one playing at middle ground. All right. Question number 4. Now, for this one, I need you ladies to use your thought process just a little bit more, okay? So I'm going to give you a scenario, then I'll ask you the question. I need you ladies to imagine there's a parrot. You know what a parrot is, right? It's a bird that speaks. The bird learns to speak by hearing things repeated over and over and over again. I need you ladies to imagine there's a parrot that lives in your bedroom 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, okay? That means morning, noon, and night, that bird is in that bedroom with you and your husband. By listening to the 2 of you, what one word or one phrase would your parrot learn to say? Now, it could be something you say all the time, something he says all the time, something you both say all the time. It could be a nickname or a pet name. It cannot be a sound effect. No sound effects, all right? And again, just write it down, even if it's a little crazy, and we'll make sure that see if it matches. What one word or one phrase would your parrot learn to say? That's a good one, Tammy. Tammy's being very honest. Good one for Kathy as well. Excellent, Helen. You are definitely playing the game. You think after 66 and a half years, she is just letting it all out for you guys to know. All right. Next one. Now, this next question is the one where I need detail, 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 as much as you ladies can provide, okay? Now, Tammy, who are you guys on vacation with? Just yourself. You know no other people on board this ship yet. Yet is the word, all right? Good. What about you guys, Kathy? Your but they're teenagers. They're older teenagers. All right, so they're good. They can handle whatever comes next. What about you, Helen? Your daughter is right here. Who else is on vacation? 2 daughters? There are 13 of you. All friends and family? All family? All family. But how many here? Just 3, 4? 4 in. 2 daughters? Okay, so daughters and grandkids as well. Okay. Well, Helen, it doesn't really matter who's here because you have to be honest about this question and you have to give details, okay? All right. Most of them look grown up but like they can handle it. So here we go. Whoopee hasn't been the same since the 2 of you did it where? What I'm asking you is where was the one time Whoopee so amazing that you'll never ever forget it? Look at Helen preparing to ride. If it was in the car, where was the car? Was it moving? Was it stopped? Was it day? Was it night? Were there people around? If it was in the house, where exactly in the house was it? Was it under the kitchen table on Thanksgiving Day while everybody else was in the other room watching the parade? Give me the goods, ladies. We want to know where Whoopee hasn't been the same since. All right. Good. Keep going. Okay, got to be a little more specific than that. Exactly where in that location, day, night, anywhere. Yeah, there you go. A little bit more. That's excellent start. Was it your house, somebody else's house? Was it day, was it night? Anybody else in the house? Okay, good job. Let me see, Helen. Okay. Okay, she got it. Okay. The girls did good. All right, ladies, very nicely done. That's what I was talking about. Okay. All right, here we go. Next question. Now, this one's going to be a multiple choice, okay? A little bit easier. I need you ladies to tell me, which of these does your husband most resemble when he steps out of the shower? Would it be A, a stretch limousine, B, a Ford dump truck, or C, a little pink Volkswagen with 2 flat tires? Now remember, you're trying to match with your husband. When your husband steps out of the shower, which of these does he most resemble? A, a stretch limousine, B, a Ford dump truck, or C, a little pink Volkswagen with 2 flat tires? This is a reality check for some of the guys. Next one, question number 7, another multiple choice. Ladies, tell me, which of these holidays best describes your most recent Whoopee session? Not the time you'll never forget, but the most recent time, whether it was today, yesterday, a month ago. Would it be A, the 4th of July, like fireworks? B, Halloween, tricks and treats? C, Thanksgiving, like sleeping with a turkey? Or D, Memorial Day, honoring the dead? Which of those holidays best describes your most recent Whoopee session? Just because she reacted that way doesn't mean she wrote that answer, okay? She just enjoyed it. 4th of July fireworks, Halloween tricks and treats, Thanksgiving like sleeping with a turkey, or Memorial Day honoring the dead? All right, ladies, you've made it through 7 questions. This is the last and final one. You have a 50-50 shot at it. You either get it completely right or completely wrong. Tell me, ladies, if your husband was stranded on a deserted island, had to choose between a nun or a hooker to spend his days with, which would he choose? Really, in this distance, less than a week, which one should he choose? We'll see if he plays the game or if he's honest this time, right? If your husband was stranded on a deserted island, had to choose between a nun or a hooker to spend his days with, which would he choose, the nun or the hooker? What do you think, Helen? She's got it. It's written down. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'm going to take the pins from the ladies. You ladies hold on to your notepads. Give these three lovely ladies a nice round of applause. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the guys out of the soundproof room, and we're going to keep them behind the curtain with Felipe on a microphone because I don't want them to see what the ladies have written. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to ask the question. The guys will answer the questions first. I'll then read out what their wives have written. If they get a match, or if you as a crowd think it is close enough to a match, I want everybody in this room to go wild, crazy, make some noise, throw small children in the air. So if they get it right, what's it going to sound like in here? Good. However, if they get it absolutely, completely wrong and I do this, what will you do? Okay, that was pretty good. No boom, but I need more of the buzzer. You ready? That's very good. All right. So what's going to happen is Daniel is going to answer each and every question first. He is our newlywed. Now, guys, I told the ladies to be completely honest, sometimes very blunt, and when I ask for it, give as much detail as possible. I also told the ladies to usually write down what the first thing that popped into their mind was. For you guys, since you're on the microphone, I do need you to somewhat edit yourself before you speak, okay? Because remember, we do have kids in the crowd. So on the microphone, edit your answers before you actually say them out loud. But last but not least, gentlemen, I told the ladies not to protect you with their answers, so you are now free and clear not to protect your wives. And I'm going to tell all three of you gentlemen, all of your wives played the game, so I would not try to protect them at all, okay? If you want a match, you got to go for it. Now, Daniel, you're going to answer each and every question first. Are you ready for this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First of all, hold the microphone close so the crowd can hear you as well. And I need enthusiasm with you, Daniel. For you, there you go. Daniel, you of all people have to keep the confidence whether you're doing good or bad in this game because I come to you with every question first. Can you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You don't have to call me ma'am. I'm hoping we're about the same age or close to it. Okay. So, Daniel, here we go. This is question number one. Now, of course, the next two gentlemen have a little more thought time, but Daniel has to be more spontaneous each time. Daniel, when and where did you and Tammy meet for the very first time? I need a place and a year. It could have been school, church, blind date, and what year was it?
It was Coyotes Western Wear, and I have no clue what the date is. About 5 years ago.
Okay, we'll take the date this year and subtract 5 years if that's when you think it was. Because you have to say a year. 2007 minus?
2006, or 2002.
Okay, so you're going with the Coyotes Western Wear 2002, final answer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Quit calling me ma'am. All right, Daniel. 2002 Coyotes Western Wear. Your lovely wife said August 24th, 2002 Coyotes Western Wear. That's the way to start the game. Good job, Daniel. All righty, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom. When and where did you and Kathy meet for the very first time? A place in a year.
1980 at Sam's house.
Who's Sam?
My old best buddy.
Your old best buddy. And it was 1980. Final answer?
Final answer.
All right. Well, God bless you, Tom. You really missed that one.
I did?
You did. This is what your wife said. She said for the very first time that you met, it was in a flower shop in 1978.
Oh.
Who's right, Tom?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, that was good. I give credit Tom for being so quick to say she is. However, don't worry, Tom. You have to miss a few just so you have something to make up for later. All right. All righty, Howard. How you doing?
Great.
Great. Excellent. Howard, your wife have all played this game beautifully, so I'm ready for your answers as well. I will tell you, before you give me the answer to this one, I do give the couples married 50 years or more 1 or 2 years leeway on the date. However, you might not need it, so tell me when and where you and Helen met for the very first time.
We met at Lithium, Missouri, by a spring that was down in a hole, and she was bent over getting a drink without a cup.
Wow. Do you remember what year that was? Do you remember what year that was, Howard?
About 1940, I'd say.
All right. Now, this is 66 and a half years ago, first of all. They've been married that long. They probably met a little bit before that. And he was very detailed for the most part. Bent down, getting a drink, no cup. See, he remembers it all, Helen. That was good. He said lithium at a spring in 1940. Helen said lithium at a spring in 1936. It's only 4 years off. I say you give it to him.
Well, thank you.
That's good, Howard. That's real good. Now, Howard, I will warn you. The crowd can love you one moment and turn on you the next, so don't get too comfortable with them, okay? All right. All righty, Daniel, back to you. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, Daniel, here's the next question. Now, normally, I want you guys to try to match with each other. But for this one, I asked the ladies to answer it completely from themselves. So you have to match with what you think your wife said.
All right.
So, Daniel, what do you think your wife said is your most annoying habit? What's something you do that drives her crazy and not in a good way?
I don't do a damn thing.
Okay, remember, edit for me, Daniel. And does that mean what? You just
I'm lazy.
you-
I'm lazy.
and you're just admitting it,
Yes,
admitting
ma'am.
it. All right. So you basically think she's going to say you're lazy.
Yep.
All right. This is what your wife said. Your wife says your most annoying habit is that you are lazy with a capital L. That's a match. There you go, Daniel. Nicely done. Don't usually get something like that with the newlyweds because everything's so perfect right then. All right. All righty, Tom. What do you think Kathy said is your most annoying habit?
Along with 90% of the men of America, I snore in my sleep.
And you know you snore?
She tells me.
Okay, there you go. You're not too bad of a snorer if you're not waking yourself up yet, so that's okay.
That's right.
All right, so we're going with snoring, right?
Correct.
Your lovely wife of 26 years says your most annoying habit is your snoring. That's the way to do it, Tom. Good job. You're on the board. All righty, Howard.
I'm here.
Now let me preface this question for you, Howard. I need you to answer what you think your wife says is your most annoying habit. And she did answer it, and she says that you're not going to like her answer. So think about it and tell me what you think your wife said is your most annoying habit.
Drank too much.
Still? You still drinking?
No, I had to quit.
Okay.
To my sorrow.
Well, you know what? I have a feeling this is something that you still do. Is this still something, Helen? Yeah. Can I give you one more shot at it? It's not drinking, but thanks for sharing.
Oh, I love to dance with women, probably.
Oh. Everybody's going to be looking for Howard at the cocktail party tonight. All right. Does that bother you when he dances with the ladies? But it doesn't really bother you, does it? The dancing. Let me tell you what bothers her. And really, Howard, I don't think she or any of the crowd think this is going to change for you, but at least you'll know. Your wife says that your most annoying habit is that you're very opinionated.
I'll go along with that.
What was that, Helen? Oh, your family thinks so, too. They're backing Mom up. All right. Don't worry, Howard. We still love you. All right, Daniel, ready for question number 3?
Yep.
Okay. Now, gentlemen, this is going to probably be one of the most difficult questions for you to answer, but you have to give an answer. You cannot pass and you cannot say nothing. And the ladies know that you're being forced to give an answer, so you might as well answer it because they answered it the way they thought you would answer it. So I need you to finish this sentence, Daniel. You haven't seen ugly until you've seen my wife's what? Now, it
Ouch.
normally is a body part that's said, but it doesn't have to be. It could be something very specific of hers. So we wondered if you were going to play it dangerously or if you were going to play it a little safer. I will give you a hint. Your wife thought you were going to play it pretty dangerously today.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't seen ugly till you've seen my wife's what? And Tom, you and Howard start thinking now.
You know, if I say this, I'm going to be in a world of trouble.
Well, it'll either get you a match maybe, or it will get you in a world of trouble. It's a decision you have to make.
Okay, I have 2 beautiful kids, and they left some nice little marks on her, so that's about it.
You have to say it.
Stretch marks
Okay,
on her butt.
okay. 2 beautiful kids, though. That's good. And you gave them to them, so that's nice. All right, so stretch marks is what we're going with. Not what she wrote, so you might be in a little bit of trouble. But, Daniel, if you'd matched with what she said, you probably would have been in trouble as well because your wife thought you'd actually play it very dangerously and say you haven't seen ugly till you've seen my wife's butt. Does she have an ugly butt?
That's where the stretch marks are.
Oh. Daniel, you're supposed
Hey,
to say,
I get
no,
credit
I
for
love her
that.
butt.
I get credit for that. It's on her butt.
Oh.
You can
Okay,
show
hold
it.
on.
She can show it.
I'm going to rip that microphone away from you in a second. Would you like to give it to him? Yes? You're suffering that you're getting that point, Tammy. There you go. Very nicely done. Daniel, pass the microphone over. Hey, Tom.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are
Good.
you?
Great.
Tell me, Tom. Now, your wife was kind of on the fence with this one, so tell me. You haven't seen ugly till you've seen my wife's what?
I think her hair in the morning.
Oh, now see, that's a safe answer because
PG.
guys can get away with it because we always go,
PG.
oh, my God, look at my
Yeah.
hair.
Mhm.
That's a safe answer, and I respect you for it, Tom. However,
Well, there are kids in the audience, right?
well, yes, and so I appreciate that as well. So, not a match, but again, some of these are better when you don't match on them. your wife thought you'd say you haven't seen ugly till you've seen my wife's feet. Does she have ugly feet?
No, she's got cute feet.
See, he's very spontaneous with these answers. Tom is very good at the, coming back part. That's good.
She must
However,
have me confused with somebody else.
oh, it's okay. He's come out. He can miss a few. All righty, Howard. Now, your wife, Howard, I think played it the most dangerously with you. So what do you think your wife thought you would say? You haven't seen ugly till you've seen my wife's what? And we know after 66 and a half years of marriage, you think she's still beautiful.
Right.
But yeah, gotcha, didn't I? But you have to give me an answer.
Well, I'd say when she's putting on that mask for her breathing deal of the night, and she hair's all sticking out through the corners and everything is when it's bad.
So right before she goes to sleep in the evening, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm just cleaning it up there for you, Howard. Well, Howard, I like your answer a little bit better than your wife's because she thought you would really just jump right over the side. She thought you'd say you haven't seen ugly till you've seen my wife's stomach. Is this true, Howard?
She's got a little stomach.
Oh, Howard, no. You're teaching Daniel the wrong thing. Not a match.
Not a match. Well,
Howard, don't say anything else. Leave it. That's one of the ones you want to leave.
she's beautiful.
I
really.
know. There you go, Howard. Good job. All right. Now, this next one, guys, I need you to use your thought process just a little bit more. So, again, Daniel, you'll be a little more spontaneous. Tom and Howard, start thinking now. I need you three guys to imagine there's a parrot. You know what a parrot is, right? It's a bird that speaks. The bird learns to speak by hearing things repeated over and over and over again. I need you three gentlemen to imagine there's a parrot that lives in your bedroom 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That means morning, noon, and night, that bird is in that bedroom with you all the time. By listening to the two of you, what one word or one phrase would your parrot learn to say? Now, it could be something you say all the time, something she says all the time, something you both say all the time. It could be a nickname or a pet name. It cannot be a sound effect. And remember, if your answers are spicy whatsoever, edit before telling them over the mic. So, Daniel, what one word or one phrase do you think your parrot would learn to say?
Oh, Danny.
Oh, Danny, okay. See, you're kind of surprised by that, aren't you, Tammy? Well, you know what?
Oops.
That's okay. No, that's a good answer, Daniel. That's a really good answer. However, I think your wife was thinking the opposite of what you were thinking because you said the bird would say, oh, Danny. She said the bird would let us say, I'm too tired.
Oh, yeah, I get that too. That's the other 6 days.
It's just one or the other, and he picked there you go. I see. But both very nice answers. All right, Tom,
It's, oh, Danny, I'm too tired.
Yeah. No, you're not getting that one, Danny. We're starting to pull the mic away from you sooner, I'll tell you that much. Danny can always kind of round it around his way again, can he? All right, Tom, what do you think? What do you think Kathy said your parrot would learn to say?
Oh, Danny. No.
Tom. Think about it.
It's that damn dog.
Oh, is that what the bird would say?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take the D word out again.
Dog.
You got a dog? You got a dog always in the room? All right, so this is something you might hear a lot. She's agreeing with you, Tom. That's a very good answer, she says, but that's not what she actually wrote down. You ready to hear what your wife thought the bird would learn to say?
I got a headache, sweetie. Or no, I'm tired.
Don't
too.
give more. You're just digging a hole for yourself, Tom.
Yeah.
No, this I have a feeling has to do a little bit with your most annoying habit because she said the bird would learn to say, turn over. Snoring, turning over, it all kind of goes together. However, it's okay. We're having fun. Howard?
Yes. What? No, she'd say no.
You know, Howard, you were spot on with that answer. Very quick to give it. And you know what your wife wrote? Your wife wrote that the parrot would learn to say no. That's how to match. Good job, Howard. Nicely done, Helen. Whoa, that just came out of nowhere. Good job. See what you have to look forward to in 66 and a half years? All right. All righty, Daniel, back to you. How you doing?
Better.
Okay, good. Now, this one should be fairly easy. This is the one I want you guys to give me as much detail as you possibly can, okay? So detail, detail, detail. Danny, now I'm calling him Danny. Is that what you call him, Danny?
Oh, Danny.
Okay, no, I'm not calling you oh, Danny. I'm just saying Danny. All right, Danny, tell me. Whoopee hasn't been the same Since the two of you did it where? What I'm asking you is where was the one time Whoopee was so amazing that you'll never ever forget it? And when you tell us, give us the details. So if it was in the car, where was the car? Was it moving? Was it stopped? Was it day? Was it night? Were there people around? If it was in the house, where exactly in the house was it? Was it on top of the washing machine? So think back, Daniel, Danny, whoever, and tell me, Whoopee hasn't been the same since you did it where?
About 45 minutes ago in my stateroom.
Do you guys have the kids on board with you, Tammy? No, the kids aren't here, see? So was that really one of the most memorable times 45 minutes ago?
It works for me.
Can you think of any other time off the ship that might match with your wife at this moment?
That was with my wife.
Well, and that's a good thing to know, Danny. I'm just saying, if you want to match with what your wife wrote down, I'm giving you one more shot at this. Or I can just remind you of a time that she really enjoyed it. Would you rather me do that?
Can I have a hint for 20?
This isn't Deal or No Deal. It's not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's Answer the Question, Danny. I can tell you what she wrote. Unless you want to try one more shot at it.
We got 2 kids. There were so many times.
That's good.
I
Married
have
6
no
days,
clue.
2 kids, lots
No
of good
clue.
times.
No clue.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Now, this is one of those ones where if they don't match up, it's still nice because it reminds them of a really good. Was there one 45 minutes ago? Yeah, okay, good. See, she's smiling, so that's good. At least you're not lying, Danny. Okay, here we go. Your wife said the Holiday Inn in Orlando while your son was sleeping in the next bed. Do you remember that?
That never happened.
Danny, Danny, Danny. It's always more exciting whenever something's kind of like you're not really supposed to do it, but you know you can, and there it's there.
He was awake.
Oh. He was asleep, but it never happened, Danny says. All right. Not a match? But again, this is one that brings a smile to their face. Tommy, now I'm calling them all with a Y on the end. Tom, I'm sorry. Which one? Whoopee hasn't been the same since you and Kathy did it where? And I know your kids are in the audience, okay?
Oh, yeah,
but you still have to be honest because your wife was very honest.
Oh, my gosh.
This will probably make the kids look at something totally different after this. Oh, I'm saying it because it's already in my mind. How long ago was this? Well, just give me a time span. A years, months? It was in the past year, Tom. The kids are all covering their faces now. Can I tell you, when you sit like that, everybody knows you're the kids. If you just sit up straight and act like nothing's going on, they won't know who you are.
It must have been on the new kitchen counters.
And was it day or night?
Afternoon delight.
Afternoon delight on the new kitchen counters. All right. Your kids are about to lose it. Tom, guess what? Your wife put kitchen countertop or house, no one home. That's it. That's a match. Now, see, at first, Tom, they thought you were just making something up to rile the crowd up. But when your wife wrote the same thing, they're like, oh, my God, we eat off that counter. 3 girls just astonished that their parents are still doing what they do. All right. Howard?
How lucky I am.
You are a lucky man. Tell me, your wife wrote down the time that she'll never forget. What do you think?
I think it was on this same ship when it was brand new. We were on the first voyage with it.
Really? You were on the Inspiration when it came out for the very first time?
Right.
And you remember the Whoopee you had that cruise?
We sure did.
Whoa. You remember that, Helen? She's smiling it like she remembers it, and that was good, Helen, wasn't it? But this was better, huh? How long ago was this, Helen? Can you think back about 35 years, Howard, and give me another time? I'm giving you one more shot at this.
Oh, that's been too long ago for me to remember.
Okay, well, I'm going to remind you, and this might trigger it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, she said it was about 35 years ago, but it was during the day when the 2 of you were down in the basement and you did it on top of the table. You remember that?
Oh, that's been a long time ago.
There you go, see?
Okay.
You do remember, though, Howard, right?
Yep.
Is that table still down in the basement?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
We broke it down.
You broke it down. All right. Not a match? But 2 very good memories, the Inspiration as well as the basement. All right, good job, guys. All right, we're going to make them a little bit easier, have some multiple choice for you. So, Daniel, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, keep that confidence, Daniel. Tell me, Daniel, which of these do you most resemble when you step out of the shower? Would you be A, a stretch limousine, B, a Ford dump truck, or C, a little pink Volkswagen with 2 flat tires?
Why has it got to be pink?
Could be any color you want. A little VW with 2 flat tires.
I'll take the VW.
Really? Now, I want to tell you, normally the honeymooners, the newlyweds, they're like, oh, he's a limo, he's everything, you know, it's all great. They can't say anything bad about each other. But obviously, you guys have known each other for about 5 years now, right? And you have a couple kids, so
Yes,
the love
ma'am.
is still there, but it's not as, you know, perfect as it normally would be. He says pink VW.
It's
or,
still there.
no, no, I said it's still there. It's just not, you know, the illusion of perfect every single day of your life. Now, Tammy says when you step out of the shower, you are a cute little pink VW with 2 flat tires. That's a match. That's what I'm saying. You guys are good. But you're cute, Daniel. There, she likes the VW. All right. Tom,
Yep.
which of those would you be? The stretch limousine, the Ford dump truck, or the little pink VW with 2 flat tires?
The limo.
Really? And, of course, after the kitchen countertop, that's what everybody else would have thought, too.
That's right.
She almost put that because she did actually write stretch.
Stretch limo.
But then she scratched it out. And she said, you're a little bit more like a sturdy Ford dump truck. Not the worst she could have done. But the thought was there. It was. She'll see that she scratched it out, but just not a match, Tom. And Tom has nothing to say at this point. All righty, Howard, what do you think?
Well, I'm 99 years old. 91, I'm sorry.
91. Well,
Right,
91,
right,
99, all the
right,
same,
right.
right? Okay.
And I'm that little bitty Volkswagen.
Really? Well, you know what? Your wife of 66 and a half years says that when you step out of the shower, Howard, you are a classic Ford dump truck, my friend. The
Oh,
only
great.
upgrade. There you go. She upgraded you, Howard. That was good.
Right.
Wow.
Thank you, Mother.
Not a match. But still, Howard's feeling pretty good right now. All right. Here's the next multiple choice. Tell me, Daniel, which of these holidays best describes your most recent Whoopee session? Not the time you'll never forget, but the most recent time. Well, it was 45 minutes ago. We all know that, don't we?
47.
But 47. Okay, but for the other 2 couples, the most recent time, whether it was yesterday, this afternoon, now he's throwing me off again. Okay, so tell me, Daniel, 47 minutes ago, which one of these holidays best describes that Whoopee session? Would it be A, the 4th of July, like fireworks? B, Halloween, tricks and treats? C, Thanksgiving, like sleeping with a turkey? Or D, Memorial Day, honoring the dead?
Wow.
The options are amazing, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Which would you pick? 4th of July fireworks, Halloween tricks and treats, Thanksgiving like sleeping with a turkey, or Memorial Day honoring the dead?
I'll take the turkey and trick or treats later.
What are you going with right now?
The turkey.
Okay, oh, so you're going with the turkey now, and hopefully you'll get some Halloween later. I gotcha.
There you go.
Thanksgiving, again, still a really odd question for a newly married couple. However, they do know each other rather well because she put Thanksgiving, sleeping with a turkey. That's a match. Good job, Daniel. Come on, you can get excited for him. All righty, Tom, which of those holidays do you think?
Halloween.
Really? Tricking and treating?
Yep.
Oh, can you tell the crowd might not be on your side with that answer? Well, you know what, Tom?
Yeah.
26 years of marriage, lots of fun everywhere around the house. And your wife said the last time, the most recent time, was definitely fireworks, the 4th of July. Not a match? But that was a definite upgrade for
Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah, Tom. Tom, so whatever you did, do it again because it worked, all right? That's all I'm saying. Howard?
That Memorial Day sounds good to me.
Can I tell you, Howard, when I gave the rundown of the holidays to the ladies, when I said Memorial Day, your wife just chuckled and giggled and thought that was the funniest thing, but she didn't write that down, Howard.
She didn't, wasn't she right?
Howard surprised as well. She said it was a little more like sleeping with a turkey. It was Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, well,
Ah,
surprised me.
that's good, though. Not a match. But again, sometimes good not to match on them. All right, guys, you've made it through 7 questions. This is the last and final one. You've got a 50-50 shot. That means you'll get it either completely right or completely wrong. Daniel, here it is. Tell me, if you were stranded on a deserted island, had to choose between a nun or a hooker to spend your days with, which would you choose? And let me remind you, you've only been married 6 days.
What was the answer again? I was talking to your partner.
Oh,
back here.
great. If you were stranded on a deserted island, had to choose between a nun or a hooker to spend your days with, which would you choose?
If
He's
the-
thinking about whether he has to be honest or whether he's going to play.
I'll take the hooker.
Very hesitantly, he took the hooker. He didn't really want to, but he just feels as if he should.
It could be an ugly nun.
Well, could be an ugly hooker, too. All right. Your lovely wife says you would definitely pick a hooker. That's the way to finish the game. Give it up for your newlyweds of 6 days, everybody. All righty, Tom, what do you think, the nut or the hooker?
Probably the hooker.
Oh, probably. Like, you got to think about that one. Yeah, okay. Well, your wife says most definitely a hooker. That's a match. That's the way to end the game. Give it up for Kathy and Tom, 26 years. All righty, Howard, which would you choose, the nun or the hooker?
I'd take a nun by day and a hooker by night.
You do have your hands full, don't you, Helen? Well, Helen wrote hooker, but I believe that Howard pretty much covered the bases on that answer he just gave. What do you guys say? Give it to him? 91 years old, married 66 and a half years. First of all, do me a favor. Give these three couples a thunderous round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, don't leave just yet. I know some of you are here for bingo, and if you're here for bingo, what's going to happen is the inspiration dancers are going to come out right now, and they're going to have the bingo cards ready for you. So if you want to purchase at the very end of this talk right now before we start the bingo session, they'll be out in the lounge. You can actually raise your hand. They'll sell them for cash. They'll come around to you for sale and sign. They'll be right over on the side of the stage. So they're going to be coming out right now so that you guys can get those tickets as we finish this show. But don't leave just yet from the newlyweds, because we knew that the guys would not match up on as many answers as they thought they would. So not only did we put the guys in a soundproof room, but we wanted to see just how far they would go to prove to these three ladies that they love them. And so we have prepared the guys to come out here and show the ladies just how much they love them, okay? So what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, as the dancers come out and we lower the lights, what I need you to do is sit back, relax, prepare to put your hands together, and welcome to the stage with a thunderous round of applause, the one and only, your very own MS Inspiration Chippendale Dancer, starting with Chippendale number 1. Here comes Danny, everybody! Come on, Danny, dance for the crowd. He wants it. Come on, give him a round of applause. You're not going to dance unless you cheer. Shake it, Danny, shake it. Not that. Dance for your wife. This is Danny Chippendale number 1, everybody. Dance for his lovely wife right there. There you go. Now bring him out. Come on, you guys have got to be a little bit louder. Sasha, this way, baby. What I need right now is I need you guys to welcome to the stage Chippendale number 2. Give it up for Tom, everybody. There he is. Come on, Tom. That's it, Tom. Whoa. Dance for your wife, Tom. Dance for your wife. There you go. No, Tom. Your wife. No. Tom. Your wife. That's Chippendale number 2, Tom. Now bring out the last and final one. 66 and a half years. Chippendale number 3. It's Howard, everybody. You're beautiful, Howard. Excellent, Howard. Looking good, he's feeling good. 91 years old, Chippendale Howard, everybody. Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for these 3 fabulous guys right here. You're Chippendales. Good job. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these 3 guys had no idea this is what was in store for them backstage. And we always take a risk because really they don't have to, dress up and do this for us. And I'll tell you, if the man that's been married the longest doesn't want to get involved, neither will the other 2. And I have a feeling Howard did just fine. He came right here along the best of them, right? Now, these 3 couples are going to be famous for the rest of the cruise because we have captured this on video, so it will be on TV later on. So you guys can watch it again and again. It's great blackmail material, okay? But very quickly, we're going to find out just a little bit more about them because you will see them around the ship later on. So, Tammy, where do you guys live?
Riverview, Florida.
Riverview, Florida. Anybody else from around the area? Yay, a couple people. All right. Oh, they've been married less than a year as well. They're another newlywed couple. All right. So Danny. Oh, Danny, what do you do for a living? Because I always like to find out what the guys do because they come out here and it's probably not what they do in their everyday life. What do you do for a living?
I'm an IT guy for Tampa Tribune. It's a newspaper in Tampa.
All right, so you're the IT as in a computer guy for the computer. So he's usually a pretty serious kind of guy. That's probably why he did. Well, you didn't really move around like you dance in a club or anything like that. You do it on with the fingers. He's a finger dancer on the computer. But you know what? I think Tammy was completely amazed that you did this. Were you kind of surprised that he came out and did this? Yes, because she just was like, ah. So you did a nice job. This couple married 6 days, has a lovely family. They are our newlyweds here on board right now. Give them another nice round of applause, everybody. Tammy and Danny. All right. What do you think, Kathy?
Great.
You're almost speechless, aren't you? He did a good job. How are the girls feeling right now? Dad did good, yeah? The girls are going to have you guys explaining a lot of stuff later on, okay?
We paid a lot of money for those kitchen counters.
You just wanted to get every little bit of worth out of them. I understand. All right. Tell me, Kathy, where do you guys live?
I live here, Michigan.
Oh, in Michigan. Anybody else from the Michigan area? Come on, Michigan. You did a nice job. You even shared a little love over there with Helen. Helen, he was dancing for Helen as well, so that's okay. Helen was just like, woo, okay. Now, what do you do up in Michigan? Do you have a job where you get to dance around and have a good time?
Oh, yeah.
What?
I'm a Michigan State Trooper.
First night detective, now a trooper. How many people? We're the Michigan people. This is prime photo opportunity time for you, my friend. This means you never get another ticket, even if it's not Tom. You understand what I'm saying?
They have to show me a picture.
They have to show you the picture afterwards. What a great sport. 26 years of marriage, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Kathy and Tom, our couple right here in the middle. He did have a little fun with that. All right. What do you think, Helen? He did good, didn't he?
He did really well.
He did really well. Were you surprised?
Yes.
Has he done this for you before?
Not really surprised.
No, he's kind of a wild and crazy guy.
Right.
Has he danced for you like this before?
Have I what?
Has he danced for you like this before?
Oh, yes.
Just not in front of this many people, right? No, I know. Now, where do you guys live, Helen?
In southeastern Missouri.
Oh, in Missouri. Anybody else from the Missouri area? Southeastern Missouri? Well, the family, of course. We have a few other ones from Missouri in the back. All right. I have to say, Howard, you did a beautiful job. And honestly, you came out and did a really nice dance. The crowd loved it. Then you danced for your wife. Good job, my friend. 91 years old?
That's all.
91 years old, yeah? 91 and moving it like the best of us, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm assuming you're retired. What are you retired from doing there, Howard?
Baptist minister.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? You always hoping, don't know what's going on, but if it's true, that just means no matter what your walk in life is, everybody can have a little clean fun, give a nice laugh and a giggle to everybody, and entertain them at the same time. Don't you agree? I will be very careful, though, because I don't want to go to jail in Michigan, but I'll most likely go to hell for bringing you out here in your shorts if that's true. You did well. Did you have fun?
I had a ball.
He did have a ball. What?
Fun time.
Fun time. And you know what? It's going to be on TV later. You know that.
Could I tell a joke on this phone?
Is it a clean joke? Do you guys want to hear one joke by Howard? Clean joke, Howard.
This little country church years ago, you know, it was out in the woods, and it was filled with people. They come from far and near in buggies and horseback, and they was waiting for the preacher to come in. And all at once, this lady in back of church, she let out a scream that just went, wow. They all turned around, and the devil was standing there. Man, they all jumped up, and out the door they went. And this one old guy sitting up in the front pew, he didn't move. So the devil came up to him and says, man, oh man, says, all the other people all ran out when they seen me. He says, how come you didn't run out? He says, like the rest of them. And he says, aren't you scared of the devil? He says, well, no. Well, why aren't you scared of the devil? He says, I married your sister 45 years ago.
And that's our new superstar here on board, Howard, everybody. Good one, Howard. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen right now is Felipe is going to bring out champagne, medallions, and trophies for these three couples. And when you see them around the ship, please let them know if you enjoyed the show this afternoon, because they will be everywhere. And again, it will be on television too. If you were one of the guys that was almost up here in place of them, and you see these three guys, just remember to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, because it could have been you dressed here just like this. You guys have a great afternoon. We've got bingo coming up right now, so if you want a bingo card, just raise your hand.